You're watching Capital Connection from the Illinois State Capitol.
After a record wave of job losses during the outset of the pandemic, Congress passed the CARES Act, and in it included tax relief for businesses struggling to get by. Now Governor Pritzker says his budget office plans to pocket those tax breaks and deny them to businesses in Illinois. Josh Sharp with the Illinois Fuel and Retail Association, a lobbyist, joins us now to respond to that. Josh, the governor says this, quote, "Unfortunately, COVID also hit our state budget, requiring tough choices about what we can and cannot afford. And right now, we cannot afford to expand tax breaks to businesses that already receive tax breaks." How do you respond?
Well, that's a very that comment's in stark contrast to what the governor said on March 25th when he called this pandemic that we're experiencing a groundbreaking emergency for the state of Illinois and seemingly backed the CARES Act. So he's done a complete 180 on the issue. It's unfortunate. I think if there's one thing business owners, businessmen crave in this state, it's predictability, it's reliability in decision making and tax planning. And to see him, back this piece of legislation, this bipartisan piece of legislation, a legislation that every member of Illinois' congressional delegation voted for in March and April, and now come back and say, well, sorry, we can't afford it during a lame duck session. I think it's very unfortunate. It's very frustrating for our members.
The governor also asked Congress to include coronavirus relief funds for the state to backfill all that lost revenue. Congress didn't do that, so now the state's in a bind. When we hit these intersections in Springfield, when there is a tight budget, usually it's social service programs or providers, higher ed, in recent years that has taken the hit. Why is it better to put the burdens on them than on businesses? Don't they have some buy-in too here?
Sure, absolutely. I think the prudent thing would have been in April and May when the state was formulating its budget for 2020 to be realistic about what the future looked like. The state of Illinois in May decided to spend even more money than they did the year before, essentially hoping and praying that Congress would come to the rescue to provide some funding for state government, for local government. That didn't happen. So we've went ahead and we've spent that money. And now, unfortunately, they're looking for revenue to come back and backfill it. And I can tell you the business community in the state is in no position to do that, especially my industry, who in the past year and a half has experienced, a doubling of the state's gas tax. We're dealing with one of the highest minimum wages in all of the country. We hiked the tax on tobacco by $1 per pack.
Take us to the shops that you represent, the small businesses. Statewide, the figure is $500 million. What does it mean to the individual business owner if they can no longer expect this tax breaks that the CARES Act provided?
I mean, it would be devastating. With gasoline sales down somewhere between 15 and 20%, in-store sales down 40%, it would be devastating for us not to be able to take advantage of these tax incentives at the local and state level.
Josh Sharp, thank you for joining us. We appreciate this. When we come back, should Illinois lift the ban on betting for college sports teams in Illinois? And what are Speaker Madigan's odds to stay in power? House Democrat Mike Zaleski joins us with a preview next.